And for question number 9 on part B of the exam, I'd like to challenge this question using option number 1. And I got almost every single thing or part of this question correct except the last part, the weight of the riskless asset in this portfolio. And I put 81.34%. And I'll demonstrate how I approached that. But when I ran Solver again after the exam, I got 81.32% for the weight of the riskless asset in the portfolio. And as we discussed in class many times in lecture, that Solver sometimes spits out different answers, and so that's why for the homework and assignments we have a leeway of 5 basis points on either side of the correct answer. And therefore, since I ran Solver again and I got a different answer, only 2 basis points away, I believe I should regain the full points for this question. And so for this problem, it asked, I'll just explain the last part because I got the whole entire questions right for the first 3. A riskless asset is in play, and we have a constraint of position size between 0% and 7%. And in Solver, this means that we're going to have the normal portfolio. We're going to maximize the Sharpe ratio this time because the riskless asset is in play, and we have the risk aversions and the risk-free rate. And as I ran Solver, the expected return of the optimal portfolio is 3.63%, which I correctly identified. The standard deviation of the completed portfolio is 3.90%, which I correctly identified, and the beta of 0.1639 of the portfolio, which I correctly identified, and that just taking the weight of the risky portfolio weight of the 18.68% and multiplying it by the beta of 0.8773%. And lastly, the part that it shows that I did incorrectly, but I believe is correct, is the weight of the riskless asset, which is just merely 1 minus Y star, or 1 minus the risky portfolio weight of the 18.68%, which is the 81.32% when I ran Solver again. But in the exam when I ran Solver, I got 81.34%, which is only 2 basis points away, and therefore I believe I should regain the total points because I correctly knew how to use Solver and the correct functions, as well as how to correctly set up the problem. And Solver just spit out a different answer, only 2 basis points away. Thanks.